if you have shared that your husband is cheating on you, people are going to have opinions. And now they know that you're still in that marriage, for example, that your husband is cheating on you. They're going to have opinions. They're going to bash you. They're going to say so many negative things because social media is not a kind place. They're going to tell you things that you thought they're not going to say. And then now what happens? You're going to beat up yourself.
I think this is where we should be educating not only our young women, but men as well. Because I think it has more to do with self-respect. If you respect yourself as an individual, if you respect your body, you'll make sure to set the boundary for another person to respect you.
Hello guys, and welcome back to yet another episode brought to you by Nexus. I am your host, and today we have Tlotli as our guest, and we dive into a topic that touches almost everyone: the psychological impact of bad social media practices. From endless scrolling to comparing ourselves with filtered realities, social media has become both a window to the world and sometimes a mirror that distorts how we see ourselves. So in this episode, we explore how careless online behavior, oversharing, seeking validation, or constant exposure to negativity quietly shapes our emotions, our mental health, and even our sense of identity. So whether you are a creator, a casual user, or just someone trying to find a balance in digital space, stay tuned as we discover how the platforms that were meant to connect us can sometimes leave us feeling more disconnected than ever, and what practices we can put in place in order to control that.
So, hi guys, I'm Tlotlisang, and we'll be discussing what my brother here just told you about. And yeah, let's dwell into it. And yeah, please do share your thoughts in the comment section if you do relate to what you're saying and you have things to add to what we'll be discussing today. So, I'm studying industrial psychology with labor relations management at the Northwest University in the Val campus. So yeah, that's what I'm studying. So I guess it correlates to what we're going to be talking about today.
Social media.
What an interesting place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting place because it has positive and negative impacts on people. So it's very interesting to navigate through social media and what social media is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very interesting.
Well, I'm very old. I'm very old, guys. I once used Mixit to go. In those days, you wouldn't send pictures and so on. It was only text, and you talk to
How is
people
that?
you don't know,
Yeah.
and you find yourself because now your friends around here at home don't have Mixit, right?
I don't even know
And
what Nexus
sometimes
is.
in those days, cell phones were very rare.
Yeah.
Okay, let alone those that were capable of having internet access, right? So it was a sort of a game, but in which we would be able to interact. That was the dawn of social media at that time. So you would, and then this social media bundles and bundles themselves, they were not yet there. With the regular airtime that you have, you would log on Mixit or to go and start chatting with people you don't know, right? And it would be fun. We were young at that time, and it would be fun because I think there was not much pressure. There was not much objective of why do we do this. It was just part of a game, like interacting with people and speaking silly things, you know. Yeah, at the end of the day, you have forgotten who you were talking to and you don't care, right? But it evolved into what we now see having become so addictive. Of course, Mixit was still addictive and to go. And then Facebook came and also took over. But it was still healthy back then.
Yes.
Yeah, in that we were not very much into pictures. We were in
Just
texting. Yeah, I think the backbone of the internet at that time was not very much robust, in which it could allow this high traffic and so on. Because of course the internet, that is the what we call ISP, internet service providers, we were still using old technologies at that time. You wouldn't live stream, you wouldn't do things like that. But now we find ourselves living social media.
Yes.
Is there any benefit that we can say we are reaping out of
Social media.
social media?
Honestly, I can say that there are things that are being shared on social media that are very inspiring, right? So I guess there's some sort of benefit towards that, because you have your motivational speakers now that interact with us through your YouTube, your Instagram, and everywhere, and they speak well with us and inspire us in certain things. So that is a benefit, because
Yeah.
you are getting in something good inside of you.
Yes.
And I think also it made it very easy for us to be interactive, and we can do video calls now, you know, like even if someone's across the world, you can still see them and talk to them.
Yeah.
So that is good. Or it's something good.
Yeah.
So I would say there are benefits of social media, but I think they're mostly like bad things with social media. I think maybe it's us, the people who use social media in a bad way. You know, it's not fun. It's not fun. We're not just interacting. There's just a lot of things that build up through the interactions that we have on social media, the pictures that people share, and people feel like it's okay to just do whatever they want to do on social media, no matter how bad and negative it can be. So I'm not sure if I have a lot of good things to say about social media. But yes.
Yeah. But I think I share the same sentiments as you, that social media, it's sort of a neutral platform in which someone has to decide how they want to use it. But unfortunately, we have people who don't know that what they are doing may be a bad practice. It may be a sort of a result of following someone whom they have seen doing that, and only to realize later, when they are now reaping the consequences of their practices, to now realize that what I've been doing has not been good, you know, either to themselves or to the community all around them. So for me, I feel like social media, we use social media all the time. I use social media, and I think viewers also use social media.
Yes.
But I think all that is important is for us to put these practices that we find ourselves engaged in check, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are the bad, because now we have talked about the good use, in which now you can be able to talk to someone, which is something that you wouldn't do. Of course you would, but it would not be effective and efficient as we have now the capabilities of talking to someone from overseas and being able to see them and be able to interact in an effective way. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, but what are the bad practices? Because I want to believe that some of our viewers may be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There's quite a few that, you know, I have in mind, but I'll start with, self comparison, right? Social media, people share their lives basically, but they share what they want people to see. For example, people will share the cars they drive, the houses they live in, the restaurants they go to, their vacation trips, and everything like that, right? And you, as someone who consumes social media, you are going to look at those things, right? It's either you're inspired or you're pressurized by those things, right? There's two sides of it, right? And with self-comparison, you're going to feel like you haven't made it in life when you compare yourself to people who seem to have it all. You are going to put pressure on yourself, or what am I doing wrong with my life? What are these people doing that I can't do for me to achieve the things they have? So it then goes to like, this pressure is not the good type of pressure. You're not being inspired. You want what these people have, not for yourself, but just to have
To be
them,
on the
to be
equal
on that
footing.
level, because you feel like to be important is to have certain things like that.
Yeah.
So now it impacts you in a way, it gets to depression, because it really does. Because now you're pressurizing yourself. You feel like the things you have are not good enough, because you don't even realize the blessings that God has given you, because now you're looking at what other people have. You're not even dwelling in the things that you have that are of importance, because you could have a roof over your head, but because it's not a triple story, you're going to feel like it's nothing, it's not important.
Yeah.
Right? You could have means of transport, but because it's not a Mercedes Benz, it's not important to
Yeah.
you. So it gets to that point where people compare themselves a lot, and I don't think it's good for anyone to be comparing themselves, because it leads to a whole lot of things like anxiety. Because with anxiety, you could like constantly get a feeling of being heavy. Like it gets very heavy for you. Like your chest feels heavy, because now you are always in a dull mood, because now you're living in your head too much, because of the things that you see on social media that you can't do and you can't control. And I feel like people just can't can't accept where they are in life, and want to be somewhere else where they know they can't reach as much. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
one of the things.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you say this, I remember there was a time when I was in Bloemfontein, and someone was sharing a story about the filtered realities of social media. He says he once did photography,
Yes.
and he would be booked by someone who wants to have good pictures, you see, and they would go to the airport to take pictures and then come back.
They're not traveling.
To someone, this person was in Dubai having
Yes.
fun,
Yeah.
right? All the while, you are still struggling here at home. And it leads to depression, as you're saying. There was a time when I went to Durban with some of the ladies. I won't mention their names; they will kill me. Hey, and I hope they won't watch this video. We spent some days there, and then it was after a week since we returned. But one of them was still in Durban, still posting, still posting.
As if they're in the
As if
place.
they're still in the place. And I
Yeah.
was like, but you know that we are here at home. And she
Yes.
says, shh, I don't want you
People
to.
don't have to know that.
People don't have
See?
to know that
Yeah.
we are back home. So that's the social pressure that we find ourselves in. I agree with you on that one, because it's something that I have experienced as well. You look at the achievements of some people, and then you look at yourself and you're like, I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling with groceries. Someone is able to fly places and so on.
And like, social media is not a real place, because, for example, what you just said right now, this person just went to the airport to take pictand anyway, as someone who's scrolling through social media, or when I go, oh, this person is traveling the world,
Yeah.
they're at the airport. Meanwhile, Mutuiki at the airport, they
Yeah.
went to the airport just to take a picture.
Yeah.
And now you are sitting back, pressurizing yourself to be able to be that person, but you
Yeah.
don't know who that person is. No way, they're still sitting down just like you.
Exactly.
They are sitting at home.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not a real place. We don't have to take social media seriously like that, because we don't know what people are living, and people will show you what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people will do. They won't show you the downside of their lives or anything like that. They'll just give you the glitz and glam that comes with their lives. But in real life, I don't think they are having the time of their lives like that. But since people want to see things like that, they'll give it to you. Anyway, now you're just going to be left with the consequences of overthinking and putting yourself under unnecessary pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, it stays with you.
So it becomes a very big challenge, especially on the young age, especially teenagers, in that they sometimes get to believe everything, that is being shared on social media. What's the impact of that?
I think the impact of that is that we now don't know what's real and what's not, right? Because we take everything from social media and it influences us. Because now, I'll make an example. There is this Christian aesthetic now, right? And if you don't have a relationship with God, or spend time reading your Bible to get like a close-up relationship with God, you're gonna take everything that these people who claim they're Christians are giving to you. So as a young, naive individual, you're gonna take it and feel like that is the right thing to do. You understand?
Yeah.
And more people get lost.
Yeah.
They get lost in the midst of it all, because now everyone is making Christianity an aesthetic, and it's not. It's a lifestyle. Christianity is something you live. So yeah, as young people, it's very easy for us to get lost, because now we're taking everything that social media gives to us, because there's just so many things that have been discussed that I really don't want to say, because I think it's a very controversial conversation. But yeah, so it affects us as young people, because now we depend on social media. We live and breathe social media. So we take every single thing. If right now someone tells me there's a skincare product that's going to help me, I'm going to go with it and not do my research. I'm going to go with it, because that's what I do. I live through social media. I believe everything that social media gives to me. Also forgetting that there's people who advertise skincare products are getting paid. That person's getting paid to advertise something good to you, even if it's bad,
Yeah.
So it's something like that, because now I'm going to make an example. There was something trending on TikTok, and influencers were advertising a Russian program that you recruit girls from 18 to 22 years old, and you can work there and go to school and everything, right? And Kante, it's a hijacking, kidnapping program, and as the youth, we're not vigilant, and people will fall for that. And they did fall for that. Now people are in Russia, they can't come back home, and they're in danger. So it's very bad that we can't even do our own research, and we're just taking everything that social media gives to us. So yeah, as young people, we are in danger, because we live and breathe social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do agree that a lot of things are sold on social media that are not true. And yes, it does cause anxiety, depression, suicide rates are high in our time because of social media. I believe people are not content with their lives. And about the Russian thing, I actually wasn't aware that it was finalized that it is so. I thought it was allegedly. So,
Hmm.
yeah, but
At least you know something. I wasn't aware of anything.
okay, yeah, but I do agree, and I think my advice to viewers is that people use less screen time for sure, because I think about the psychological part is that yes, you would want to allow it to only affect you in a positive way, but the way um these gadgets were made were for them to literally hook us on, to keep us there, to keep us addicted, and not to not to live. So I think um y- yeah, I think that's what I think, that people should use less screen time for their own sanity,
Yeah,
really. Yes.
honestly,
Hmm.
I agree.
Yeah. Now, I think she's already touched on the design,
Mm,
right? Which is the algorithms that I was going to talk about.
mm,
They there are algorithms that run in the background. If you watch something, tomorrow you get more of the same. You see,
mm,
which leads to what we call echo chambers, in which now you are bombarded with more of what you want to see
mm,
and less of what you don't want,
mm,
and somehow it creates the um, social clusters
mm.
of philosophy and perspective of anything that is happening. Yeah, is there any bad impact of that issue? Because I can smell that there's something that is so bad. Because at the end of the day, it can lead to hate groups, and uh, you know, I don't know. Because now, if you are only looking at a particular perspective in life,
Mm,
and the algorithm keeps on sending you more content on the same, and you are not able to develop your mind in order to see how other people see things, is there any psychological or social impact of such
of algorithm.
yeah.
What you consume is what you become, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when your algorithm shows you people who swear, every day,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's appearing on your FYP every single time.
So it
People
becomes
are
your
swearing.
world. Yeah.
It becomes who you are because you're consuming it. You're going to end up saying those things that those people are saying. It's going to become your personality.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're consuming something and your FIP is showing you something of people who are swearing, when you conversate with people, you're going to swear. It's guaranteed. Because your brain is adapting that and it's
Yeah.
sticking with you, that thing.
So it has become a
So it
norm
has
to you.
become a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like it or not, you're going to become that thing. If you consume things that build you,
Yeah.
you are going to be more productive, right? And the algorithm is always, you have a routine.
Yeah.
Read your Bible, things like that. You're going to become that because, like, that's what you're seeing every single day and every single time you consume something. So if you're consuming something bad, that's what you're going to become, unfortunately. That's going to be your whole personality. So that's why it's very important what we consume also, like on social media, because you become it.
Yeah.
Like, whether we like it or not, right? If your algorithm is full of people who dance,
Yeah.
you are going to be doing that. You're also going to feel the need of putting down your camera and dancing for people or just dancing in general. That's something you're going to always want
Challenges.
to do, do
Yeah.
those challenges, because now it's what you're seeing every time. Even if
I
people
see.
are not seeing it in your room, you know very well. You will put your phone there, play music and dance, because it's
Yeah.
something you're always consuming and seeing, and it becomes a part of you and it becomes who you are. So it is very important what we consume. And yes, algorithm does affect us because it becomes a part of our personality. Yes.
I once met someone and I was asking him about books, like, have you ever read this book? And and he said, oh no, I'm a visual person. Yeah. How much harm does this bring to us? Like, for someone to say, I'm a visual person, I'm not into reading, like,
I feel attacked. I feel attacked because I'm also that type of person. I don't read at all because I say I'm a visual person.
yeah.
Right. And I say I'll just watch a podcast. I'll just watch a movie. I just don't feel like reading. I feel like reading is a lot of admin, and it's bad because reading can help you improve your vocabulary. It can help you improve how you think. Also, it can help you have a time span, like a focused time span where you're able to focus on things that build you up, when it comes to reading. So it's very bad be saying that you're a visual person, right? Because why not reading?
Yeah.
Because reading is very important, and I've realized that, But
Because, well, just to add on that, you'll find that podcasts can be, done by anyone, without any background or expertise in what they're going to share, just to talk about something that you want to hear, not necessarily having to impact your life positively per se. But since we have a good lighting and then we have a good setup, and then we are saying absolutely nothing. But if you have a book, you know that, well, of course, books still devise well, but it also built your imaginative capacity. It never puts you under pressure of wanting to be like someone else. And it is able to, well, I'm not a psychologist, so I may not be aware of other things, but I believe that there's much benefit that we can gain through reading than watching. You mentioned movies. We watch movies, but we never come to learn anything out of it. Right? We because it is fictitious, right? If anything that we get to learn is never to trust your partner, like things like that. Revenge.
It depends.
Yeah, of course it depends. Yeah, it depends which movies that you are watching.
Yeah.
But you find that most of them, they are all geared somehow to what we want to see. And at the end of the day, you come having learned nothing. You see that? Yeah. Back in the days when I was still a student, we used to watch series. And I saw very early that this is very addictive.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be productive with it. So I made sure that I keep a distance. I would watch movies, but as time went on, I also realized, but what do I gain out of this? You see that? Yeah, well, no, you will argue, but it's fine.
I just wanted to say I do agree.
Yeah.
Because people who produce movies know what people want to see, They know what people like, so they're going to give the people what they like, right?
Yeah.
So I do agree, but there are things we learn from movies. How
I'm not going to argue about that
Yeah.
one. I'm not going to argue about that one.
But yeah, it does get addictive, and you don't get to like experience life when you're focusing much on things like that. When you read, I feel
Yes.
like you're alone with your thoughts. So it's very easy for you to navigate life differently when you read books.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
Okay. Privacy.
Yeah.
Now, privacy, everyone knows there are levels, in which they would want to expose themselves, through different people. But we now have social media, which somehow I have seen, people forget that we have privacy and we have private life. Is there any psychological impact or any ramifications that people can find themselves paying later?
Because they're not like
yeah,
private with their lives.
Yeah.
Through social media. I think I'm going to discuss two things that go hand in hand when it comes to that. Right? So it gets to a point where you're not private with your life. You're sharing everything. Like, people are not afraid to share the marital affairs on social media. Like, everything that you would deem as sacred, keep it to yourself. You're not supposed to be telling people that. People share it these days because
Yeah.
social media has given people a platform to do that, right? So with that comes people's opinions, right? And people will have opinions about what you're giving to them, like you sharing your life and not having anything sacred in your life. So if anything, that part of people being in your life like that is the one that's going to affect you, because now people are going to say whatever they want to say. If you have shared that your husband is cheating on you, people are going to have opinions. And now they know that you're still in that marriage, for example, that your husband is cheating on you. They're going to have opinions. They're going to bash you. They're going to say so many negative things, because social media is not a kind place. They're going to tell you things that you thought they're not going to say. And then now what happens? You're going to beat up yourself. You're going to do that. You're going to dwell on that. And that's when now you're going to seek people's validation even more.
Yeah.
You're not doing things for yourself now, right? Because you want to share this part of you. You want to prove a point to people. So now you're not doing things for yourself. So like psychologically, that is not okay.
Yeah.
Because now you're not doing things for yourself. You are not doing things to like for your personal benefit.
Yeah.
You're doing it for the people because of what people are going to say. So like that is going to affect you, because like if you post something and you don't get the response that you expected from people, then it's negative. Then it's going to affect you very badly. Very badly. You're going to beat up yourself so much and now try to live for people. So like being private with your life in general, not even in social media, like it's very important. You don't have to share everything to people. It's not a must, because those people don't owe you anything, if anything. So it's very important to avoid yourself getting in situations whereby now you're depressed and you're in your feelings and you have such anxiety because of the things you have shared. You decided to share on a public platform. Don't do it. Save yourself from such embarrassment or such hurt and turmoil from social media. So don't put your life out there like that, because people are not kind at all. People don't care about your feelings. People care about their own feelings, and they don't care how what you're going to say is going to affect you at all, right? So it's very important that you remain private with your life. Don't post things that are very sacred to you on social media, because people's opinions and how people act to what you have posted are not going to be what you expect them to be, and that's going to affect you very badly.
So we have this other media, type of media that we may not consider to be that much social, in which now you can talk to someone that you trust and be able to, to share stuff there. You talked about people who don't care, but we have these ones that we perceive to be caring, like your partner in a relationship, either your boyfriend, girlfriend, and you have things that you can feel like I can share with this person because I trust them. And it leads to situations where people start sharing nudes. Yeah. And I don't want to get into this one, but it happened here in this country where the video of someone got leaked into the social media now, and everybody could see it. Yeah, can you say something about that one? Because I think it's also very important for people to look at the danger of these issues. Like, to which level can you trust someone, and to which level can you say, well, here I can't be sharing,
Yeah. This one is very sensitive to probably a lot of people, right? Especially the youth, because I'll say for someone, I also consume social media a lot, right? So for someone who consumes social media a lot, the youth is going through it,
Yeah.
especially in terms of things like this, because also I feel like nudity and sexual things are very normalized now, right? So people are engaging in pictures like that, videos like that, and things like that, and they're engaging more in it, and the youth is feeding off it and engaging and things like that, and
sort
now,
of makes someone who is following to feel left out.
yes, and now
And if they
people
don't practice
something like that, but it gets to a point where you can't trust a person to that extent, that you give that much of yourself like that to that person, because now it gets to a point where you allow someone to be a part of you in that sense, and no one has to have access to you like that, because now you're going to agree to take pictures that are very sensory and send to this person. You don't know what that person's gonna do with those images. You really don't know. As much as you trust this person, you don't know. You can never know a person, so you can't do that, because now what happens if that person decides, you know what, I'm gonna share this with a friend? Do you think the friend is gonna keep it to themselves? No. That friend also is intrigued and wants to share and show other people. They're gonna share it, and guess what happens? It's gonna circulate. And what happens now? It comes back to you as a person, and your self-esteem in that regard is involved. What does that do? It crushes you, because now not one or two, three, but more people now know you in that sense, have seen you in that sort of situation. And then now
you still have to go out, go to work,
have
go
to
to
face
town.
people who have seen those parts of you. And this is where it gets to a point where now you're going to get suicidal as a person. You're going to break down a lot and be in your emotions, get depressed, and then now it messes with your brain, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to end my life. Because now how do you face people? Well, people have seen that part of you. You can never trust a person to that extent. Even if you're a person who engages in sexual intercourse and you decide, you and your partner at the moment, that you're going to take a video, please don't. Because also, like, technology is interesting. So you don't know what's going to happen, And
because even if this person may promise that I'm going to delete it, but why take it?
No,
if you're
why?
going to delete it, why
Why are you
need to take it?
Yes, why did you decide to take it in the first place? What's the need to create something like that? Also, it's not guaranteed that the person you're doing this thing with and taking videos or whatever, you guys are not guaranteed to be together. You don't know how it's going to end. And for example, if it ends bad and this person is a petty individual, they're going to send it and circulate it to people. That's for sure it's going to happen. So avoid being in situations where you compromise yourself like that. And don't trust people with that part of you to that point. Like, don't do that. Don't give someone access to you like that, because it's not going to end good for you at all.
I think this is where we should be educating not only our young women but men as well, because I think it has more to do with self-respect. If you respect yourself as an individual, if you respect your body, you'll make sure to set the boundary for another person to respect you. So even if you're in a romantic relationship and your partner requests something like that, I feel like you did mention, it's something that is sacred. I'm very aware that not everyone that is out there is Christian or they're all about celibacy or abstaining. But I think it is very important that, because putting religion on the side with culture, like way back in the day, our parents used to advise them like, stay away from boys, this and this, and no sex before marriage, which is a culture that has been destroyed lately, where people embrace it, which I feel like it's something that shouldn't be happening at all, because it it has destroyed a lot of people, and most people out there in social media talk about it, how they feel after doing it, and all of that stuff. So I think people should be educated on, respect yourself as a woman, as a man. Don't do that. It is something that is sacred. It is something that should be in secret. There's no need for anybody to be taping anything, recording anything. It's really not necessary. And I feel like if your partner asks for something like that, they do not respect you at all. They really do not respect you. So if you know your worth and you respect yourself as an individual, you'll be able to detect when somebody's being disrespectful. And I think it should be a sign for you to leave, to dip. Yeah, that's all I had.
Some people are not very much tech savvy. They may be promised that I will delete this. Like, I will delete this immediately. We're just doing it for fun. No, things like that are not done just for fun. Like,
fun.
why would you do it in the first place? And I like what you said, that things like this, if someone asks you to do things like this, they don't love you.
They don't.
They don't love you.
And also, there are things we can't change, like how society is, right? And the stereotypes of society.
Yeah.
Social media and society is not kind to women, right? In terms of you guys, there's let's say a sex tape out.
Yeah.
There's a male and female.
Yeah.
Who's going to get criticized more?
A woman.
It's the female.
Yeah.
Not the male.
Yeah.
So as females, you have to not put yourself in such a compromising situation.
Yeah.
Because also it's not going to be kind towards you at all, because you're a female, and I feel like female are put in a high caliber.
Yeah.
Whereby we expected to like respect ourselves and everything. So like when you do something like that and now it's trending, you're on social media, the world is not going to be kind to you as a woman more than a male. And that's facts. Like we're not going to change it. As much as people could fight for it, that's not fair, but that's how it is, you know? So let's not put ourselves in such positions, and let's avoid being in such situations. Yeah.
Because I feel like it's also psychological slavery. Let's say you send this person your a picture or a video, that is so private, and this person promised that they will delete it. Like we have said, you can't guarantee, okay? He may keep it as long as he wish, and do whatever that he wishes about it. What does it do to your mind every day when you think about you have yourself, your private self out there in someone else's possession.
And you don't know what they're doing with it.
You don't know. Like, no matter how much you try to beg that person to delete it, you will never guarantee that this person has actually deleted my information. They may say, yes, I invite you to come and see that I'm deleting it. They could
have it in a folder somewhere.
It could be backed up somewhere on a either memory stick or wherever, on a cloud, and later it will work against you. Some people, they get to become slaves of their former partners because of such things like this. And it gets worse to the extent that even in married life, you have some people who cheat their spouses, and they find themselves having taken tapes, and this person has what? A picture of someone's spouse naked at the place where they shouldn't be. And now, will continue to demand things from this person, and
Blackmail.
this person becomes a slave to the, because there's a content that this person owns that that one doesn't want it to be exposed. You see how it becomes. At the end of the day, it leads to suicides. Like we talked about suicidal thoughts, but in these cases, you find that it really leads to suicides, because how do you live your life? Yeah, how do you get comfortable at home knowing that someone will continue to demand things that you would otherwise not want to be engaged in, just because you want to secure your
place.
Yeah.
And it really gets to a point whereby you can't do anything now about it. You know, there's nothing you can do.
It's a checkmate.
And you lose control over yourself.
Definitely.
You know, you lose control over even your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Because now this thing is playing in your mind, and now this person is basically controlling your life.
Exactly.
Because then you're not going to allow yourself to be in a place where this person releases this footage, for example.
Yeah.
So you're going to do exactly what they want.
Yeah.
If they want you to give them money, you're going to give them that money.
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do.
Or otherwise, I leak this information.
And then what's going to happen when they leak it? It's over.
Okay, gentle people, I think you better appreciate what we are talking about here. But there's a problem that I have realized is the issue of complacency. You know how many car crashes we always see, even on social media. People die, and then we are told of safety belt, right? We are told of don't drink and drive. But tomorrow someone else is engaged in the same, and no safety belt. Sometimes they are drunk because of complacency. It won't happen to me, right? It happened to everyone else because they were stupid. But I am smart enough that it won't happen to me. So it's something that I have seen. It's a weakness to us as a people, and it's high time that we escape from such kind of captive mindset of thinking that I trust someone to the extent that whatever these people have been saying, well, in as much as it is relevant and makes sense, it won't happen. This person I trust so much. I think somehow what we are saying resonates very well with people who are past 30 or something, especially those who have been in a couple of relationships that didn't work, and they can now relate looking back and say, what if I had a video with a particular so and so, and now things didn't work. At that time I thought that they were going to work, but what if I had a video with this person that I wouldn't want it to be exposed out there? What would become of me at this moment? You see that? But for young people who are new in relationships, it may get into their head to think that this is my lifetime partner. I will never find myself even separated from this person because of sweet words and so on and so forth. But what we are trying to say here is, in any case, don't do it. Don't try this at home. Don't try this at school. Don't try this at church.
Don't try it anywhere. But also I want to say that for women specifically, this is for them, because I feel like they find themselves in a very compromising situation most of the time, is don't love a man to that extent, that you compromise yourself and you become naive and very vulnerable, and you want to prove a point, or you want to show that you love this person, and you feel pressured to do things that you are very uncomfortable in doing. And then now you end up being in situations like that. And now the consequences of that situation and that action at hand is going to stay with you forever. And I think it's going to cause so much trauma for you as a woman. So please don't be naive. Don't conform to those things. Be safe and protect yourself and your emotions, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to deal with your emotions, like very much so. Yeah.
Let's talk of dopamine effect. Okay. Because now we have social media, we have duties, because we are here we are in the world where stuff happens, okay?
Mm.
And then particularly in our age where you are at varsity and you know that food get finished. Unlike at home, yeah, where you just say I'm hungry and there's food on the table. But you are in a life in which you know, you got to do stuff. But here we have social media that gives us stuff in codes, because now it's just on the screen. At the end of the day, you are hungry. At the end of the day, you have an assignment to submit. What are the impact, like in terms of procrastination? Because now I can attest to that. I have found myself having been so addicted, especially to YouTube. I'm not very much into other social
parts,
media
yeah.
platforms. I'm very much into YouTube because there are so many, so much content that you can learn from. But you find yourself that from time and again, you have looked into other stuff that have consumed much time than the reason for which you had visited the site in the first place.
I feel attacked, but okay. I'll say it from a student's perspective as a student. Procrastination is a disease. Okay, like it's a disease because once you start, you're not going back. Once you start procrastination, you're going to always procrastinate, and you're going to procrastinate every single thing in your life, right? And in this case, social media. When I consume, let me make it, personal. I consume TikTok a lot. I consume a lot of TikTok.
I don't watch TikTok, and I don't think I'll ever do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, sorry for those people who are watching TikTok. I'm the lucky one, so sorry.
Yo, I consume TikTok a lot, and TikTok is very, very addictive, right? I could sleep at 4 in the morning watching TikTok, but I cannot sleep at 4 in the morning doing my schoolwork. Hagi, when you have to sit on your desk,
Yeah,
and you plan on studying, you are not going to study. You're going to procrastinate your studying,
yeah,
but instead you're not going to procrastinate your scrolling on TikTok, right? So procrastination is very bad. Like, it's very bad because you always postpone everything. Because now if I'm scrolling on TikTok, and it's very interesting, and I set a time schedule to study around 10 in the morning, for example.
yeah.
I'm gonna say, ish, let me make it 10:30. When 10:30 gets there and it becomes 10:35, I'm like, it's not
Yeah,
10:35. Let me start at 11.
Yeah.
Right? And then it goes on and on and on and on. And you don't realize that time has left you by. It's now 5 in the evening
Yeah.
and you have done nothing.
And you are angry at yourself
Yes.
because of a little one more video.
One more. Okay, let
Yeah.
me keep. Oh, and like as you scroll, the algorithm as well. As you scroll, it gets interesting. It's
Yeah.
not getting any boring. It gets more and more interesting. And then you start procrastinating. It gets to a point where if you said you're going to have a devotion, let's say at night,
Yeah.
get to a point where you're going to procrastinate things like that also as well. Where if you're watching, let me make an example with YouTube, right?
Yeah.
If you're watching something on YouTube and then you set a time for 8 o'clock for your devotion.
Yeah.
When 8 o'clock comes and that thing you're watching on YouTube is not over, you are going to sacrifice and procrastinate and never get back to your devotion at all. So procrastination is very dangerous because now a lot of things in your life are slacking. You're postponing every single thing. You can postpone a meal because of procrastination. And that the procrastination that has social media involved, you're going to postpone every little thing. Even the things that you're not supposed to postpone, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed, So it's a level of having discipline as well, right? If you are disciplined and you have a routine and you stick by that routine, you you're not going to procrastinate. And I think also it gets to a point where I will say you limit your screen time. Just, as Lela has said, limit your screen time, have a routine, have discipline, and put it into practice. Then procrastination won't be that much of a problem. And procrastination leads to laziness, because now you are lazy to do everything because you're procrastinating everything. You're not productive. You're just sitting there, scrolling on your TikTok, going on Instagram. After Instagram, you go to Facebook. After Facebook, you go to Twitter. After Twitter, it's like, I think I saw something on YouTube. You go to YouTube.
Yeah.
After that, but I think maybe I should go back to TikTok. Like, you're now roundabouting on every platform, and now you're just sitting there, because it's not like you're doing anything productive. You're just in your bed or on a couch,
Yeah.
and you are just lazy and not being productive and procrastinating every single thing.
So the real world, we can say it is not so much dopamine friendly, in that whatever that you have to do, the rewards, they come later in life, maybe in a week or so. We can make an example with studying. If you are studying 3 years, so it means you know that you will graduate later and to be happy, but it is so much far that it doesn't, fuel your excitement at this moment. And you know that it takes an effort for you to study. But with social media, you get what you want right at that time. And the algorithm, like we have said, has been coded such that you get what you want, and they
You'll get
guarantee
it.
that
Yeah.
you get it in a very good high resolution and good graphics and so on. So I think it's very much harmful
Yes.
to productivity. I when I was a student, we had Facebook at that time, but it was not. We were not much into videos. I don't think videos were very much popular at that time. Or was it even capable of doing that? Not unless I was not aware of.
Yeah.
Back in our day, we didn't have internet connection all over the place on campus. But now there is internet connection everywhere, and with higher speeds than we used to have. And we used to perform better than those who are studying currently. And
Actually,
it can all go back to everything that we've discussed about procrastination, because I think some of the students go to campus to study, go to the library or something, but they find themselves having, sat somewhere just to check a little one video.
you're gonna say you're gonna take 10 minutes scrolling, and it's gonna turn to 2 hours. This is why it's very important to be run a strict program with your life, and have discipline, and be strict with yourself, because it's gonna kill you. It's gonna kill you, because the thought of studying, for me, I don't know if anyone relates to this, but the thought of studying to me is very painful.
Yeah.
Studying is so painful. The thought of me sitting on a desk, having to grasp everything and try to understand, because you can't just cram things.
Yeah.
It's not nice. It's not. So having to sit down and wanting to read this, understand it, and know it and everything, it just feels like a lot of admin. So I'm going to prefer to scroll on TikTok,
Yeah.
So and I think other people would relate to that as well. And it's not healthy, because now it gets to a point where now exactly you're procrastinating and you're not being productive, and you're not studying. You're going to study the day before because you've procrastinated all other days. And then guess what? The results of you studying the day before are not going to be as good as if you studied days or weeks prior before your test or whatever you needed to prepare for. So yeah, man, it's very hectic. It's bad, and I feel like we are suffering with procrastination. Really, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of us are struggling with that. And I don't know. And for me, I just feel like the solution to that is be disciplined, have self-control, have a routine, be strict with yourself, and limit your screen time. I think, but don't put too much pressure on yourself. Take your time, like start step by step, and eventually you get to a place where you're very disciplined with every single thing. So yeah.
That is technically to be strategic about your social media management, because there's a saying that goes, no pain, no gain. You see, so it means it won't be easy, but at the end of the day, with better practices and trying to, and also to fast, social media fasting. Tell yourself that today I'm going to read this book. I'm going to put my phone on silent and put it the screen upside down, and I do not want to get disturbance. That is why we have gadgets currently of reading.
Yes,
there's no speaker. You can't install anything in there except PDF and writing tools, just for you to stay focused on the task that you're supposed to do.
Yes.
So it's very important. So thank you very much, Tlotli, for being with us today, and you have shared with us a very important information, because I think a lot of us are suffering. A lot of us are doing these things unaware of the long-term ramifications that we may later find ourselves having to pay, because other things we are doing them as a joke, but later we find, why do I remember this so late? Some people are not able to secure some jobs because of jokes that they have shared on social media.
Okay,
having qualifications, they apply for a job and they are called for an interview, but later they are told, but you can't
work here.
You can't work here because of the things that you say out there. Someone was already working. I was watching the debate that they were having with Mehdi Hassan. It was Mehdi Hassan and 20 conservatives in the US. And someone said something, and he lost his job for that. So I think it's always important for us to guard, to keep, everything that we are saying on social media and everything that we are sharing in check.
Yeah, I think people forget that there's a digital footprint, right? And that it could be that your future employer is watching you.
Yeah.
And you should be careful what you say and share on social media, because you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know that your future investor, maybe in your business, is watching your social media. You can't go around throwing hate speech, bullying people on social media, because you don't know what's going to happen. You can't continue projecting negative things on people on social media, because you don't know what's going to happen with you. And rightfully so, you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your job because also you're not being kind to people. And if the things you're sharing are hurtful and hateful, and the company or the people you want to work with do not condone, and their policies don't agree with the things you said and the things you're sharing, then you're not going to get a job. Because now social media is a huge thing, and it's being used everywhere. And if these people feel like we don't want our image to be tainted because of the presence of this person in our company, then we're not going to hire you, because at the end of the day, those people value their reputation and their image. So you should be careful what you share on social media, because you don't know who's watching. If you're an aspiring influencer, you don't know the brands that are watching. If you want to work in a company, you don't know if your future employer is watching. A secretary and HR, you don't know someone who's going to employ you. If you want investors, you don't know if that person is scrolling and come and sees your video. And then when you show up for an interview or a business meeting, then they see and they're like, nope, this is not the type of person I want to associate myself with. So
Even
we need
scholarships.
you need scholarships. And that's going to affect you. That's going to haunt you, because now you're not careful of the things you share. Even if you feel like you have negative things to say, do not post them. Do not share them because you don't know what's going to happen. Keep them to yourself. If anything, if you have nothing good to say, shut
Better
up.
to say nothing. Well, I think there's just so much on this psychological issues because there are things that I would be asking myself, how are they possible? But from your psychological knowledge of why things happen, I think I might consult you and invite you again to, to visit some of the topics in this regard.
Yes.
Are you able, like, are you available?
Yes.
Are you available? Yeah.
I'll be available at any given time because I feel like this is something I'm very passionate about, and I do love talking about anything that's psychological and intellectual.
Yeah.
So yes.
Thank you so much, guys, for staying with us until this far, and I hope that you have gained as much as I did. And if you did, please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and share. Till we meet again next time, peace.